Hello, everybody. I'm back. New setup this time. I got a better camera, better microphone. I tried to still have like a clip-on mic. I tried to get a better one, but it wasn't working out. So we're just doing it this way. I should sound good. So today, I've got a big video. I'm going to be talking about every single reason why Call of Duty sucks nowadays. I've got a huge list here of things to go through on the tablet here. This might be a short video. This might be a long video. It depends how on track I stay. So it'd be best to just get started. But before I go into everything, I need to give you a little bit of context. I'm not a Call of Duty hater. I am a Call of Duty fan. I love Call of Duty, and I'm just only going to say what I'm going to say today because it needs to be said. I don't like seeing the way Call of Duty is. It's really sad and disappointing. Call of Duty can be great when Activision wants to make it great, but right now they don't. But we'll get into that. But I've played many Call of Duty games. My favorites are Modern Warfare Remastered and Modern Warfare 2019. Modern Warfare 2019's last one I actually enjoyed, even though it had the rigged matchmaking. And speaking of rigged matchmaking, that's the first thing I have to talk about because that is the most important issue plaguing Call of Duty games nowadays. Ever since people say they put it into Modern Warfare 2019, I feel like it might be Black Ops 4 from 2018 because when I play that game, I have like the same issue that I have with all the modern games with rigged matchmaking. Is it's super hard to get anything better than 1 KD. It's just a struggle of my life to hold that 1 KD. I don't think I'm that good at Black Ops 4 because I feel like I'm better at the Infinity War games and like Treyarch, and also I'm better at the Sledgehammer ones as well. The Black Ops style, it's not so much for me. So I do think I'm less good at it, but still, it seems like I'm always just around a 1 KD and that's it, never more. So, fuck me, Black Ops 4. But regardless, the newer games, since either Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 2019, whatever, Modern Warfare 2019, they have rigged matchmaking. It's been called skill-based matchmaking or engagement-optimized matchmaking. I know engagement-optimized matchmaking is the more correct term, though I'm not against calling it skill-based matchmaking either because it was hard enough to get the community to realize that there is skill-based matchmaking. Now it's going to be even harder to get them to call it engagement-optimized matchmaking, so I have no problem with people calling it skill-based matchmaking. But whatever you want to call it, it's there. The game does not match you based on ping anymore. It does not care about ping. Ping's like the last factor it considers. First, what it considers is the match that it wants you to be in, whether it wants you to win or wants you to lose, because it's going to try to predetermine the outcome of the match before it's even started, which obviously is not how it should be. And if that's what's happening, then what's the point of playing the game, right? If the match is already decided before you even play it, right? That's ridiculous. That's no fun. Now, this system, it comes with so many downsides and like no benefits. It's what Activision did after they got rid of loot boxes. They had to figure out something else, another way to manipulate the players. So this is basically loot boxes, but sneakier. But more and more people have been realizing it's a thing, and Activision, I think like earlier this year or probably like 5 months ago, something like that. I can't remember the exact date, but they put out a whole blog post detailing how their matchmaking system works. And that thing it's full of like legal lawyer talk. It's full of like definitions and words that are trying to like throw you off what they actually mean. It's not honest. There are definite lies in it, like how it considers ping as the top priority among the other factors when matchmaking you. It absolutely does not do that. If you've played any of the modern Call of Duty games past 5 or 6 years, you know that you'll get like 100 ping matches, 200 ping matches, packet bursts up the ass, and then you go play something that doesn't have the rigged matchmaking, like Modern Warfare Remastered, and you know your ping's at like 20 or whatever, and there's no packet bursts, nothing like that, no rubber banding, nothing at all. It's only when they started adding, my hair's kind of sticking up a bit. It's only when they started adding the rigged matchmaking that connection quality has just suffered. But before I even get to connection quality, let's just talk about how it feels, because the current matchmaking system, every match feels the same. Every match is super close. There's never any blowouts ever. And you're always sweating your butt off to hold that 1 KD. And it feels like your teammates always suck. You're expected to carry them. And the other players feel like they're esports players trying to win the finals of an esports match where there's like $1 million on the line. So everyone's just camping their butts off trying to do absolutely every single trick in the book to win the game, because It's just designed to be that tight. And it's not, I can't really fault this on the players. It's the way the game is designed nowadays. So it's not casual anymore, especially if you play solo. The solo experience of Call of Duty is just dead. You can't play it. You will get absolutely destroyed. The game literally purposely gives you bad teammates and then makes the other team great. And so besides every match being super hard, they're all the same. There's no organic variety that you used to have in Call of Duty, where sometimes you have big wins, where you have easy matches, right? Other times it's really tight. And, you know, both situations are fun. But when every single match is tight, it feels the exact same. It's super sweaty. It's stressful, and it's not fun. The game's not fun. You know, why would you play it? It's very annoying because I play any of the newer Call of Duty games, and I get like a 1 KD, and then I go play a Call of Duty game before the rigged matchmaking, and I try so much less, and I do so much better with like Modern Warfare Remastered. I'm getting a helicopter like every other game, and I know kill streak kills count for the next kill streak stuff in that game, but still, even without the kill streaks, I do way better. And it's very similar to Modern Warfare 2019. It's like the same maps and everything. The gameplay style is pretty similar. I'm not doing anything different, really. It's just the people it's putting me against. It's only considering ping. It's not considering skill or anything like that, or whether it wants me to win or lose this match, right? It's just absurd. That's, you know, you go play older games, it's so much fun. And Activision, they've come out and they've said that the older games have the rigged matchmaking too. Now, that may be true to a tiny bit, just so that the game gives you like enough to like keep you hooked, like want you to play more. You know, I think that's one of the things that makes it addicting. That might be in there, but it's definitely nowhere near the degree of the newer games. Like anyone who's played an older COD game and then played a newer COD game, like, you know what I'm talking about. You know how it feels. It's a completely different game you're playing in terms of how the matches feel. So yeah, I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2019 until they started to put in the Cold War integration. That kind of ruined the game, made it an unplayable mess, made it broken on PS5 for so long. I just had to get on the laptop and play it there. And it's still broken on console nowadays. If you go on Modern Warfare 2019 subreddit, it's just full of people asking, like, how do I get the data packs to work and everything? And the data packs were a good idea, but I think they're broken on purpose. I'll get into that later as well. And so I didn't buy anything after Modern Warfare 2019 because the Cold War integration broke it. I was mad about that. And also I noticed the rigged matchmaking. I hadn't really noticed it before. I just thought I'm not as good with this COD game as I am with others. But it literally is matchmaking that's making you worse. It's not allowing you to be good. It's punishing you to be good. I'll get more into how it does that, specifically punish you for being good. So I didn't buy any game after Modern Warfare 2019. Then I bought Modern Warfare 3, which I think is the current game right now. And I tried to enjoy that game. I really did. I like that they did the Modern Warfare 2 maps. You know, you could call them lazy, but that's kind of what we wanted. They never made Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer remastered. They did the campaign remastered, not the multiplayer remastered, which is one of the biggest tragedies in gaming ever. They were supposed to have a deal, I think, with PlayStation to make remasters of the first 3 Modern Warfare games. They did Modern Warfare 1. I love that remaster. I still play today. It's so much fun. But they just never did the multiplayer for 2, and they never did the campaign or multiplayer for 3 at all. It's very frustrating that they didn't do multiplayer, and it's such a big loss. I'm not gonna. Okay, I was gonna mention some other COD games being made by other fans, but I don't think I should, because Activision's gonna send a cease and desist them. I'll talk about that later too. Yeah, that's on the agenda here. So, with the matchmaking, we've gone over. It's not fun. It's so much harder and less fun. And besides fighting the super hard players on the other team, oh yeah, I can tell this video's gonna be long. Besides fighting the players on the other team that are super difficult, you also have to deal with packet burst, high ping, and rubber banding. It's not so bad in Modern Warfare 2019, at least when there are people playing it. But it seems like they keep ramping it up every single Call of Duty game. Where Modern Warfare 3, it is insane. Every match, I'm getting packet burst. It's not my connection, contrary to what Activision will suggest. I don't have internet issues in any other game, even the older COD games. It's just the newer COD games where it's packet burst. You get this little like 2 square icon top left of the screen, and it's like it feels like on your screen the movement's fine. It's not like stuttery or anything. it's just like inputs don't register. Like when you want to climb something, you press X, but your guy doesn't climb it. Or 1 second a person's here on the screen and then the next they're there. So it's not like stuttery. It's kind of, it's still smooth, but it's kind of hard to describe. You just got to play it. And it is a uniquely COD problem. It's not any other game. I could literally play any other game on like cellular day or whatever, and the connection would still be fine. And, I play this game on like super fast Wi-Fi, and I can plug in Ethernet too. It doesn't make a difference. It's the packet burst. It's the high ping. It stretches your ping. It doesn't care about your ping at all. It cares about what it wants you to do for that match, whether it wants you to win, whether it wants you to lose. And so the connection is terrible. It only gets worse. It was tolerable in Modern Warfare 2019, not in Modern Warfare 3. Also, disbanding lobbies. Lobbies used to stick together. Now they don't. After every single match, it kicks you out, puts you in a different lobby. That does allow you to search for multiple game modes at a time. But regardless of whether you're searching for multiple game modes at a time, you may just be searching for one game mode. It's still going to disband the lobby anyways. And that is bad because, one, it kind of destroys that human element, because I remember Modern Warfare 2016, the remastered version, you can have like stories across your gaming session for that night or whatever, where like once you're in the lobby, you stay in that lobby unless it disbands because there's like no one in it. But you're usually like in that lobby until you leave that lobby. And I think that's a good thing because you see all the same names there. You stick with them, the players in there. You learn what people are good, what people are bad. And since the variety's mixed, it doesn't like only put you against the best people ever. It gives you some bad people, gives some new people. That's just how life is, right? When you're never going to be the best player. So you're usually in a match with better players and you're in a match with worse players. You learn who's the better player in the lobby. You learn who's the worst players in the lobby. And the better players, you can learn from them. If they're kicking your butt, you can adapt to them. Might just be over one match, might be over multiple matches against them. You can learn their play style, learn how they play, learn how they think, and you can start to do better against them. And it's a very satisfying thing to do. It makes you a better player as well. And then, so they might kill you, destroy you one match, and next match you absolutely destroy them. Fun stories like that. You can also just voice chat, just talk with people, connect with them, have a good time, make friends on Call of Duty. It's a social game, multiplayer game, right? It's supposed to be social. And I'll get into like the voice chat later being unusable in newer games. But the lobbies, they stick together. They don't stick together anymore. They used to. They don't. So that contributes to every game being the same. You don't really feel like you're playing against humans anymore because you're not getting much of that human interaction, right? And everybody's just kind of a name and that's it. There's no personality behind them because you're only seeing them for one match, so it doesn't matter, whatever, right? Modern Warfare Remastered, there's not that much people playing on PlayStation anymore. So when I go on it, most of the times, I recognize people in the lobby because there's not that many people playing it. You can still find matches easily, especially for team deathmatch. But I know people in there. I know how they play. They know how I'll play. It's a great time. But again, like just being able to play against the one match you lose, or then you beat them the next match, right? Or just talking with them, being friends, stuff like that makes Call of Duty social fun. Not in the game anymore. Long times to find lobbies. Even in the older COD games on like PS3 and 360, finding lobby times super quick when the servers aren't broken. When they release the patches to fix them periodically, whenever they get to it, and the servers are in good, healthy condition, you can find matches super quickly. In the newer games, it takes a good while, and it doesn't have to be. It used to be so much better. I said earlier, the game punishes you for being good. It absolutely does. There is proof for that. I have proof for that because I tried different things to enjoy Modern Warfare 3 in terms of getting around the rigged matchmaking. I tried, I tried reverse boosting, getting the game on PS4 and then streaming that to my PC so I can have a game tab on PS4 and then just the actual game tab, or the game PS4 game tab on my laptop and then the PC game tab on there. It's kind of hard to explain words, but just two tabs, both on the same screen, streaming the PS4 to my computer, and then I got tab in and out of the PC game or the PS4 game. And I use the PS4. I kept as the bad account, and I would just join the bad accounts matches, and I would get bad players. It works. It's really finicky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Not consistently enough for a time to be fun. Like, it takes like 5 minutes to get like an actual match that works. It's lots of like going out of the menus, switching controllers, stuff like that. It's not that fun. That's how I try to get around it. I tried VPN. like a gaming VPN to like geofence whatever stuff like that. Kind of works, doesn't really. I tried getting an expensive gaming router that has geofencing with like Duma OS and stuff like that. It doesn't get around it consistently. It kind of works, but a lot of times it just doesn't even find you a match ever. So it's not an ideal way to play a game. It's not fun. So I tried to get around the system. I tried to find the solution. It's not for me. I don't want to sit there for 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes in between every match trying to figure out, get stuff working for the next match. That's no fun. So, but I learned on the PS4 with the bad account that I tanked. I never got like a kill at all on the PS4, right? I just let people kill me. And so the rigged matchmaking puts me in easier and easier matches. And the people that it puts you against is wild. They'll like just be walking into a wall. It's like they're not wearing headphones, like they can't see at all. You can shoot them, they won't even shoot back. Like these are people you used to see in Call of Duty, but you don't see them anymore because the game hides them from you. And so on the PS4, I only play against them. And I notice when I do it on the PS4 when I tank, my skill rating goes down, where my invisible skill rating, because Quick Play is now just like unranked, is still ranked, you just can't say you're ranked. But I notice I get no connection issues, no packet bursts, no latency, no lag, anything like that, no rubber banding. It's fantastic. And it literally rewards bad players, gives them a better connection. The more you do, the worse your connection gets. It's not just a PlayStation thing. I also bought the game on Steam. Before I bought the game on PlayStation, I thought I'll just have one instance of the game running on Battle.net, one instance of the game running on Steam, and besides the game closing, the connection, it's perfect on your account. When you're a bad player, it gives you a perfect connection. When you're a good player, like on my main account, I get terrible connection. Even though it's literally on the same device. They were both on my laptop, the Steam version, Battle.net version. Good connection on the bad account, bad connection on the good account. Same with the PlayStation. Good connection on there because that was my bad account as well. And also, that's what I was just about to get into. I said like the game closing, it only lets you run one instance of the game at a time. So if you try to open them both on Battle.net and Steam at the same time, it just closes the other game. Like that's not a term I saw when I bought the game, that it didn't tell me like if you have 2 copies of the game on the same device, it's going to only let one run. It's just going to close the other. It doesn't say that. The fact that they're allowed to do that, just take control of your system and close the game because they only want you having one game open at a time, not 2, is ridiculous. That should be illegal. Criminal, I think. I don't know if I have that on the list here. That might be on the list later, but that's another annoying thing. And then people who do not buy skins get put in lobbies with people with skins. If you're someone who doesn't buy anything from the shop because it's always super expensive, like me, I don't really buy stuff from there. I buy like once or twice, but it's not a thing I do regularly. It puts you against people who have skins, and the idea is to make you want to buy those skins because you see the people with the skins, you think they're so cool. I think they're stupid. I like the milsim stuff. I like the realistic stuff. I like when Call of Duty used to have atmosphere and no one was like, running around as like Nicki Minaj in like a pink bodysuit or whatever, running around cat ears, shirtless, Titans, Warhammer people, mechs. I think they even had Godzilla. They had Snoop Dogg. I mean, Snoop Dogg's always been there, but 21 Savage. I feel like they had Godzilla. There's like did I mention the Titans from like Attack on Titan, just like the skin people. You can play as like Skeletor from I think Masters of the Universe it's called. It's ridiculous. I think that's on the list here later. But it puts you against those people because it hopes that you think they're cool, and because they have the skins and you'll buy the skins too. And then also buying skins gives you easier matches. That has been proven. Many people online. I've not proven that myself, but for many trusted people on the internet, on YouTube, individual creators, not sponsored or anything like that, they're very small channels, they've shown that buying skins does give you easier matches. And it makes sense to Activision to do that, because Activision, they're doing everything they can to keep you engaged in the game, not by making the game good, but by manipulating you. And you might be wondering, like, why would they have this rigged match? What's the point? It's to manipulate you. It's to make you want to play the game more. And it kind of worked on Modern Warfare 2019 when I didn't really know the whole rigged system exists. But once you know it's there, it falls apart. That's a big problem with that. They don't want to put in the effort to make a good game. They just want to take shortcuts is what they're doing. And the shortcuts are not working anymore. People are realizing it. So, because I think Modern Warfare 3's It would be a extremely fun game if not for rigged matchmaking. It holds it down so much. I just can't have fun in it when the matchmaking doesn't let me. I've literally tried everything I can. So I think that's everything I gotta say for matchmaking. If they just take that out of the current games, COD would be so much better. I'd probably buy all the ones because I think they're fine games just without the matchmaking. Except Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, 2022, Electric Boogaloo. That game sucks. Worst COD game ever, even besides matchmaking. So I didn't buy that. But all the other newer ones, I think would be great games without the rigged matchmaking. But I think that's enough for matchmaking. And it's only getting worse. I think Black Ops 6 is going to be worse. It's not going to be better. It's going to be worse. The bad servers, this is part in play because of the high ping and the packet burst it's giving you. It doesn't care about connection. It only cares about, whether it wants you to win or not. How it wants to manipulate your experience. This video is going to be long. So packet burst in every mode, including bots. Even when you're just playing against bots on your own private match server, it gives you packet burst. I experienced this a few weeks ago. And the game, even on PC, you're like, oh, just play offline. The game on PC doesn't even let you play offline. You have to be on the internet, even to play against bots. That's stupid. On consoles, it lets you still play offline, I think, but not on PC. The servers will just kick you out in zombies. In Modern Warfare 3, the extraction zombicide mode, which I think is fun, but I would never go into with any gear. I'd always just go into it with absolutely nothing because I knew half the time the game was just going to kick me out anyways and I lose all my stuff. So there's no point in playing it. You can't play it offline. It's an online only mode, and then the servers suck. So inconsistent time to kill, especially in Modern Warfare 3, where the time to kill is supposed to be longer, but sometimes people can still beam you anyways because the servers are so bad. It has to do with the rigged matchmaking that's giving you packet burst and pinging everything. The game is just guessing when everyone has pings. It's just guessing who shot who first, who died first, whatever. It's just kind of guessing that, and you can feel when you're playing the game compared to other games, other multiplayer games, especially shooters. You can feel the game has no clue what's going on. It's supposed to be a competitive multiplayer game. You think they have the game optimized super well, especially the netcode and everything. It's an absolute mess with the rigged matchmaking. It may be because the servers are deteriorating as well, and they just don't care about it anymore. But I think rigged matchmaking has a big part to play in it because the servers on other COD games are fun when they're not broken. I think I have more details about the broken servers, especially on console, later on the list, but we'll see. So there's that. The servers are bad too in your games. And these are all the major issues. I'll go into the nitty gritty later on. But these are major issues right now. Hackers is another enormous problem in Call of Duty. It's in every multiplayer game now, but especially Call of Duty. They debuted Ricochet anti-cheat a few years ago, and it's good in name and nothing else. It does absolutely nothing. The hackers will tell you that. If it does ban a hacker, they join right back in. It doesn't matter. But most of the time, it just bans innocent players. There's so many false bans on Call of Duty. There's literally an update a while ago, a few months ago, something like that. The updates are always super buggy. They break things. I'll get into that later. But it broke the anti-cheat. Or I don't know, it did something where the anti-cheat detected itself as a cheat, and then it would ban innocent players. It literally banned itself. It's insane. But not the actual hackers. Nope. Just innocent players. Happens all the time. Activision support is useless. And you'll see all the time Activision be like, oh, we banned 50,000 people, right? Guess what? 50,000 people joined the game in the same day. It's so easy for them to get back on. And some of those people might have been false bans too. And whether they decide to buy the game again, I guess, to play and get a new account so they can keep playing the game that just banned them anyways, that's up to them. But the hackers and people who do want to play the game after the game banned, if they did deserve it, it's still super easy for them to get back in. No problem at all. So the hackers don't really care. That's why they're still in the game. They can keep banning millions of players. Doesn't matter. They're going to get right back in if they want to. So there's that. And then the game is so big. Modern Warfare 2019, I remember on console, I made it 250 gigs by getting the data packs and the HD textures and everything. You can make it 300 gigs if you want to. And it's only getting... They've taken kind of some steps to make it a little bit smaller, but it's not really working. The whole data pack system, I think that was a good idea, but just not in good execution because they're super buggy and glitchy on console. Especially broke the game on PS5. I literally couldn't play it on PS5 at a certain point. That should be criminal too. I feel like they kept it on purpose. Even if they didn't break it on purpose, they definitely never fixed it. So, the game is so big, it doesn't have to be. When Witcher 3 is the complete edition, all the DLC, before the next gen update is 45 gigs. And I think with the next gen update, it's 60 gigs or something like that, just because there's better textures or whatever. Still, when The Witcher 3 is 60 gigs, and your Call of Duty game is like 250 gigs, 300 gigs, it is not that many times, bigger than Witcher 3, whatever the math is there. It's not. Or GTA 5, that's only like 100 gigs, right? Only, I say only, but compared to COD, it's nothing. But still, that game's massive, and it has 100 gigs, but you could kind of say 100 gigs is justified or whatever. But COD does not have, COD does not have 2.5 times more content than, like, GTA 5. That's ridiculous. Like, all the music and all the voice acting in GTA, I'm sure it takes up a lot of it, but there's not much of that at all. And Call of Duty music sucks. We'll get into that later, I think. But there's just no reason for it to be that big. And they said they've taken some steps to reduce file size. But when they literally have to admit, like, oh, we can only have one map in Warzone at a time, otherwise the file sizes would just be impossible for, like, people to download. Like, that's just embarrassing. But I feel like they do it on purpose. So, like, you can only keep, like, one. You can only play, like, they want you to, like, only be able to play Call of Duty and not be able to download everything else because you don't have the space for anything else. Like, the PS5, at least the 2020 original version of the PS5, I think the newer one comes with, like, the slim version, whatever it's called, comes with more space. But the 2021 comes with like 600 gigs of usable space, 650, something like that. And COD would take up like half of it. And that's even like the PS4 version, just doing Modern Warfare 2019. It's not even a PS5 game, it's a PS4 game. Insane. Unacceptable. I think they do it on purpose. They're definitely not really trying much to make it better. They've said they've taken some steps, but they're not really working. And then COD HQ, which is what they debuted with, COD Roman numeral 2, 2022, Electric Boogaloo. They debuted COD HQ, which it does like nothing. It's so stupid. It just allows them on PC to group all the current COD games together on one thing on Steam so that they can boost their numbers on like Steam charts and make it look good for their investors and stuff like that and shareholders and stuff like that. Look how many players we have. Well, yeah, you have that many players because you're combining like 3 games. Like it combines like, I think Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone all under one game. So yeah, the numbers look good, but that's across 3 games. And I don't think Valve should let them do that on Steam because that just messes up the Steam numbers or the amount of players playing that game on Steam charts or whatever. It's dishonest is what it is. And so they do that. And then COD HQ on PC, it's 50 gigs of nothing. On COD on PC, it gives you the options what parts of the game you want to install and uninstall. But you have to keep COD HQ installed. And COD HQ is 50 gigs. 50 gigs of what? Like I said, Witcher 3, before the next gen update, it was 45. With the next gen update, it's like 60. You're telling me Witcher 3 is 60 gigs and COD HQ is 50 gigs. COD HQ is not the Witcher 3. It shouldn't even be close. So it's insane, and you can't uninstall. You have to keep 50 gigs of nothing on your computer. Ridiculous. Sony games should be smaller than 50 gigs. XDefiant, a game I love. My next video might be on it as to why. It's my current solution, alternative to Call of Duty right now. That game's 35 gigs. It doesn't have much content. I'll give it that, but still, 35 gigs. It could have so many more times more content than Call of Duty, and it would never get anywhere close to Call of Duty size. Call of Duty is in a field of its own. Red Dead 2 is like 100 gigs. Battlefront 2 is like 100 gigs. Those are like the biggest games. COD is in a league of its own in terms of game file size. Yeah, this video is going to be, oh my God. This might be an hour. Okay. So, game is big. It's always after your money. Playing the game feels super predatory. $70 buy-in. The game is super predatory. It is always after your money. You have to pay $70 now to buy the game. That's the buy-in price. Just to play the game, you have to pay $70. Then they have the Battle Pass in a paid game, which I don't have much of a problem against Battle Passes if it's in a free game. Like Fortnite, like fine, it's free. But when it's in a paid game, like when they used to be in like Rocket League, when Rocket League was paid, and PUBG, when PUBG was paid, and it's in Call of Duty, it's in every game now. Regardless of whether it's paid or free, there's always a Battle Pass they want you to buy. I think you can get it for $10. And then there's the $20 version of it where you get the tier skips. And then there's the $30 version of it. They had the Black Style version like 2 years ago or whatever, or just they take all the skins and they put like black and gold and whatever. It's the stupidest thing ever. People buy it, I guess, but I guess it must be working. But they want you to pay like extra $30 every few months just for content you should be getting because you already paid the $70. All that stuff, you should be getting that. That should be, you can have that whole Battle Pass system, but there shouldn't be like a paid version of it. That should just be part of the game. Every bundle is at least $20. If you want anything that's remotely decent, you got to pay at least $20. And then they have these things where it's like, buy four $20 bundles to get this thing. So you're paying like $80 for like this glove, whatever. I think it was like a Godzilla glove or whatever. $80, like that's, you could get so many games for $80. Like, especially on PC, you can go around and you can always find games that are always like $1. Like, I'm kidding you not. I bought Proteus for $1, Hatred for $1. Those games are a bit cheaper than like a full price game, but still, even if it's a full price game, you can get it for like $10 if you go to right places. Like, just go on gg.deals. I think that's the name of the site. So, especially on PC, but even on consoles too, you can get so many cheaper games. So many games you get for $80, but instead you're paying $70 and then $30, and then trying to pay that $80 to get that super ass glove or whatever, and then repeat that every year because it's a yearly entry. So you're doing that every year, and just every look in the game, it just feels super predatory. It doesn't respect you as a gamer, especially the whole not respecting you part. That's the part of like rigged matchmaking. It doesn't respect you. When you pay a game, when you pay the price for a game, you should get the whole game, and the game should respect you for purchasing it. And you feel that for a lot of games that have like heart and care put into them. Call of Duty doesn't. It just feels like money, 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 money. Doesn't care about the game. Only cares about the battle pass. Whatever. Buy the skins. Go to the store. Whatever. It wants to be Fortnite with all the skins and stuff. I think I'll get into that later too as well. But it's just, it just feels so predatory and hostile playing the game. Just browsing through the menus and stuff. It's ridiculous. I need to get water. I got the water. I'm back. So there's that done. And then, like I just said, new game every year. They release it every year, and they're not innovating. The games, they're not. It doesn't really feel like, you think by doing Call of Duty like at least like 20 years by now they'd have it figured out how to make like the perfect Call of Duty game, or at least like the best Call of Duty game ever. No, every year feels like they take one step forward and two steps back. And I think the key reason for that is if they make the game as best as they can this year, what are they going to have to sell you next year, right? Why would you buy next year's game if this game's already so good? You'll probably just, you might not want to buy the next game immediately. You might want to buy it later when it's at a cheaper price, or you might just not want to get it all because this game's so good that you already have. You don't need the newer one or whatever, right? That happened with Black Ops 2. That game was great, and then they released Call of Duty Ghosts. That game wasn't as good, so people didn't buy Ghosts. They just kept playing Black Ops 2, and that's when Activision learned their lesson. Don't make the games too good, otherwise people are not going to buy the next one, because they're in the business to try to sell you a game every single year. So they have to give you a game with some issues in it, so that next year they can come and say like, "Oh, look how much better this game is compared to the game you have." Like Modern Warfare 2 has a lot of issues, and Modern Warfare 3 came out. I'm talking about like 2022, 2023. Modern Warfare 3 is basically like, it could have been a patch to Modern Warfare 2. It's all the stuff they refused to fix in Modern Warfare 2 because Infinity Ward sucks now. And then Sledgehammer came and fixed everything, but it should have been a patch. It's literally just Modern Warfare 2 but fixed, right? It's ridiculous. That's literally what they did. And this is why in Black Ops 2 they showed you the player count of how many people are playing online. And then I think they did that in Ghost 2, but after that, they didn't do that anymore in the game because it was embarrassing to see how much people were playing the new game compared to the insane amount of people relatively that are playing the previous game. Even though the previous game was the older one, you think there would be more people on the new one. When the new one's not as good, people are just going to play the older one. And so you'd see there would be more people in the older one than the new one. And that's why they don't show player counts in game anymore. So, and then that's when they started to do like loot boxes and stuff, because they want to take shortcuts. They didn't want to have to try to make the game good anymore, because if you don't make the game good, people aren't going to buy it. So they got lazy. They were like, okay, we'll put in loot boxes, and then, they eventually people got too fed up with the loot boxes, and there was like legal stuff with the loot boxes and stuff, and so now they're doing rigged matchmaking because it is harder to detect. It's harder to talk about. It's more complicated. It's harder for people to figure out it's not there, or it is there. It's not in your face. It's not blatant like loot boxes. So that's the next thing they're doing. They don't care about making the games good anymore. It's just how much money they can make via like manipulating you. So the new game every year, it's not getting better. It's the same thing with the sports games. They're not trying to make a good game. They're just trying to take your money. So ideally, COD would release like one game every few years and then keep improving that game for a few years before putting out another one. And that's another thing why XDivine is so great. Call of Duty Mobile is a game that came out like 2019, and that game's great because it feels like it's the best. It takes all the best COD maps, all the best guns, and puts them in the one game. It's like the best of COD compilation, collection, whatever. And I feel like if they just put that on console PC, people would love it because that's what we want. Just like COD game that evolves over time. Where the stuff you does matter next year. Because normally next year, all your stuff is not going to matter because you have to buy a new game. You start from scratch. They did allow carryover progression from Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. That's basically because it's just the same game, except Modern Warfare 3 is a fix for Modern Warfare 2. But whatever. Technically, that's not the case. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case in Black Ops 6. I think Black Ops 6 is going to be starting over. So just the fact you have to make it every year. What are they going to say next year? Right? They have to make sure the game this year is not that good so that they can give you hope that they're going to improve it next year. But next year, they're not going to improve it because then what are they going to sell you after that? Right? It's never going to get better. They're just trying to take your money. They're not actually trying to make good games. So that's all the major things. I'm at like 35 minutes something right now. So that was all the major stuff. Let's get into the nitty gritty. As if we haven't gotten to the nitty gritty yet. Trust me, we have not. I have so much stuff here. This video will probably be over an hour. So, get into nitty gritty, more details. Don't you dare talk in voice chat. You talk in voice chat in your games. Started Modern Warfare 2, 2022, Electric Boogaloo. There's like an AI voice chat moderation system. The game is rated M for mature, mind you, 17 up. But they have AI monitoring everything you say in the voice chat in the game. If it hears you saying a swear word, a naughty word, a bathroom, potty language, whatever like that, it will ban you from voice chat. If you say anything it thinks is mean, like you are stinky, you are stupid, it might kick you out of voice chat on your own, not let you use voice chat. Or if someone reports you for saying that, it'll just trust them and it'll just ban you from voice chat for that. It doesn't ban you for the whole game, just bans you for voice chat. But still, that is ridiculous. That there's AI watching over it. Not that a human would be any better, but there shouldn't be anybody listening to the voice chat besides the person we're talking to, right? That's insane. That should frankly be criminal too, honestly. At least they do tell you it. I think they do tell you it exists in the game. So they're not trying to hide it, but it's just stupid that's there at all. And there's tons of people getting falsely banned from voice chat where it thinks they said something that they didn't say, but it's AI. So sometimes it makes mistakes. And it thinks they said something hateful when they didn't, and then it bans them. And then also I've seen many people who they haven't used voice chat because of that reason, and then they still get banned from voice chat anyways. It's such a broken mess, right? That's why you just have to use like Discord or something like that. You can't use the game voice chat anyways. I need more water. Next, the game is super buggy. It's Modern Warfare 2019, especially like one of the buggiest games I've ever played, especially the first 6 months of its existence. I feel like every update would fix some stuff and then would break some more stuff, so ultimately it wouldn't matter. And all just the COD games, new ones, they're so buggy, they're so glitchy. It's inexcusable because this is not a small dev team. They have infinite devs. There's like 20 studios that work on each COD game. Sometimes they only have a year or two, especially if you're Sledgehammer Games. They don't have that much time to make the game, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they have quite a few years to make the game. And after that, even still, the game has like a 1 year life cycle, right? 1 year lifespan. And over the time, you think they should fix it. But a lot of times, even after that year's up, they still leave the game quite broken. I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. A small dev team could probably accomplish a lot more, but there's just like thousands of people working a game. How are you all going to like coordinate that well on how to do stuff the best you possibly can, most efficiently? So I feel like that's why stuff gets broken a lot of time. But like every update breaks it. I have listed here Season 1. Season 1, when Modern Warfare 3 came out, you download the update, and the only thing with the updates on PC is, at least on Battle.net, the update speed will be fine until like the last like 100 megabytes, and then it goes to like 10 kilobytes a second. And it's just like, wow, that's uniquely a COD thing too. So that makes it taste like twice as long. It literally, you open the game after updating and it says like error, whatever, player account corrupted. You can proceed, but all your data on progression will be reset. Like all your guns and classes, everything, camos, everything you've earned, attachments, whatever will be reset. You'll be back from zero, as if you had never played the game before. That wasn't true. It didn't actually do that, but still was a message that told you it was going to do that, and that was scary. And caught a post on Twitter, X, that wasn't actually going to happen to you. And some brave souls had to test it and be like, guys, it doesn't actually break your game. But still, the game telling you that's going to destroy all your progress for no reason is stupid. It's not a good experience. But I mean, every season, every mid-season update too, like breaks the games nowadays. Again, they've been doing COD for like 20 years now. You think they know how to release an update for a game? Nope. They have no clue what they're doing in there. So the game's super buggy, inexcusable. No innovation. I think it is hard to innovate. the games because they're still releasing them on Xbox One and PS4. So they can't really do too much to innovate because they have to accommodate for Xbox One and PS4. Black Ops 6 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. Why? Apparently there's still a lot of people on PS4 and Xbox One. So it is more sales for them. But it is holding the quality of the game back because they can't innovate. They can't do much stuff new. I don't think they want to, but even if they wanted to, they can't. Because like when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, they weren't even like that great. When they came out in 2013, they were like equivalent to mid-tier PCs, like mid-spec PCs. So over 10 years later, they're absolutely struggling so hard they can't do anything. It's the same thing with like when Xbox put Halo Infinite on Xbox One, and then also like the Xbox Series, the new Xboxes. It held the game back. The newer COD games are being held back too. They need to give it up by now. I think this might be the longest, like most entries Call of Duty has on one platform because they've just been kept going it for so long. You keep thinking like, okay, this will be the last PS4 Xbox One game, and then it'll be next gen only. I thought that for Modern Warfare 2. I thought that for Modern Warfare 3. And I thought that for Black Ops 6. Nope. We'll see what they do for a game after that. But it's still stuck in there. So there's not much stuff they can do even if they wanted to. But the thing is they don't want to anyways because they're just focused on making money. Not a good game. You'd think they'd want to make money from making a good game because then people would definitely buy it if it's a good game. But nope. They like to take shortcuts like the rigged matchmaking and stuff like that. So breaking older games. This is what I said when like Modern Warfare 2019 broke on console with all the data packs and stuff, and it's still pretty broken nowadays. Especially even if you found a way to fix it, when they would release the update, it would break it again. So they don't fix their older games if they're ever broken, especially games on like PS3 and Xbox 360 where they had like either the servers weren't working correctly or there'd be the hackers. They don't care about that. I don't know if I have the hacker situation on PC here, but it happens on console too sometimes as well. But like hackers can literally like give you like malware through the older COD games. Happened as recently as like Black Ops Cold War, which I think has Ricochet. I think they had to fix that. Luckily they fixed that quicker, but because they were going to give it away on PS Plus, that's why they fixed that so quickly. But the older COD games, like Black Ops 3 on PC, I don't know if it's safe anymore, but at least for a long time it was very unsafe. And you have to get the fan-made clients for it. But they break the old games, make sure they don't work, and even if they're not making sure they don't work, they definitely don't try to fix them. Like Modern Warfare 2019, it's been broken for like 4 years now on console, and they still don't want to fix it. And they've done that with other COD games as well, like Vanguard and Cold War. You know, people on Reddit have been talking about that. I need more water. Yeah, good thing I have this big thing here because my voice doesn't last very long, so I don't know if I'll be able to talk the rest of the day, but I'm doing it for you guys. If anyone's still watching. If you're still watching, you're a legend. So yeah, games left to have hackers and security exploits where I think they even have the remote code execution where people can do stuff on your computer from their computer just by you playing a match with them, whatever. Messed up. And that's why COD clients exist. A lot of times on PC, fans have to come together and release like custom like modded clients for the game to make the game more stable, give it like modern fixes like high resolutions and higher FPS and stuff like that. But also just give it working servers whenever the servers are not working, or also when there's hackers in the game, and it provides with an actual anti-cheat that is better than Ricochet anti-cheat. Right? It's like 3 people who make each client, whatever. It only takes like 3 people, and you can make a decent anti-cheat, whatever. That doesn't have any issues. But Call of Duty with the infinite devs, infinite money, infinite time, they can't. So that's a lot of time why clients are made. And also provide like a server browser, easier to find matches, stuff like that. And then you know what Activision does to those fan-made clients that keep their games running, keeps people playing those games? They send them cease and desist letters where they tell them, shut down your client right now, stop development on it, stop association with it. Otherwise, we will, take you to court. We will sue your ass. They do that to fans and fan-made games. SM2 was a fan-made Call of Duty game. It was public for like 3 years, something like that. Activision, instead of when the first word came out that this game was being made, the second, Activision didn't care then. They waited till like 3 years when the game was almost ready to come out, and then they sent the devs a cease and desist letter and said, stop making the game. So I have word that they're still making the game, but don't tell anybody. But just be on the lookout, okay? SM2. Just probably you'll find it in Discord somewhere when it comes out. But publicly, they had to stop making the game, which was a real shame. And Activision, they also sent cease and desist to the Plutonium Black Ops client. I don't think they did send the Infinity Ward ones yet. They might have. I don't know. But they have done it to other clients too. I think I can't keep them all in my head. But they love sending cease and desist, making sure, no, you have to play the broken version of a game. You can't fix the game yourself. You have to play the broken version. Put your hardware computer at risk, even your console. So it's stupid. Fucked up work environment. Remember that whole thing? They probably haven't changed much, but they did the cube crawls, right? Where they had the employees, like the guys crawling under the desks, harassing the women, like farting on them, stuff like that. Like just insane. Employee harassment, giving them depression. One employee committed suicide because of the work environment at Activision. That is a documented case. I think that went to court as well. Her family. Should never have happened. Unacceptable. Activision, I think, did have to pay like $1 million or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up, but some California thing, state of California, whatever, gave them a hard time for their messed up work environment. But still, like that's why the games aren't good, because they're too busy doing cube crawls. So that is just so terrible to hear about. It's not hard to keep a good work environment. Just make sure people have like decency and they're not like sexually harassing each other and causing each other to kill themselves. Please, like, it's not hard. Activision doesn't care though. Firing their QA team when they're desperately needed. Remember, like Modern Warfare 2019, extremely buggy game, but not long after it came out, they fired like pretty much their entire quality assurance team. I guess like save costs or whatever, but they needed that because even when they had the quality assurance team, the game was super buggy, and then they fired the quality assurance team, and the game only got buggier. Right? Go figure. And they had told, I think I saw this, I think this is true, they told the QA team they weren't going to fire them, and then they fired them. So, I don't know, man. It's just, we're only like halfway. There's so much stuff wrong with Call of Duty. This is why I don't play anymore. Monopolizing the esports scene. I think Scump and other former COD pros, are suing Activision for monopolizing the esports scene. Taking over everything, making it suck, making it fun. No one cares about Call of Duty esports anymore. I mean, the games kind of suck too, so that's part of it. But the esports scene alone too, it feels like Activision's doing everything they can to destroy it, because why not? It's Activision. So that's another thing. Terrible UI. The UI sucks. Started with Modern Warfare 2022. When rumor is they had like the same people who made the design for Hulu come and make the UI for the game. But a streaming service and a video game are very different things. There's different needs that the UI needs to fulfill. Streaming services are already designed to make it look like they have more content than they do. That's why everything's like horizontal instead of vertical, because you can fit more things on a vertical list than you can horizontal with big pictures and stuff. It might look nicer, but they really do it because it keeps you like scrolling left and right more. So you basically it's the same thing as scrolling down infinitely, but you're just scrolling left and right. And it makes it look like they have more content than they do. Because every platform, every streaming service has less and less content nowadays. So that's a whole different thing. But it especially doesn't work for Call of Duty when it's so hard to see everything at once. You have to do so much button clicking, so much scrolling. I play on so many different platforms on the time, so many different controllers. I know how to work around different buttons when like X is on different places on the controller. I know how to work around different menus. But Modern Warfare 2, when I played the beta for it, I didn't get the game. Actually, I got it for free when my dad got a like CPU upgrade on the computer. That came with it for free, but I never bought the game or whatever, and I only played the free game for like 30 minutes or whatever. But that game, the UI is so terrible. There's like a learning curve to the UI. Like it takes you like months of practice and dedication to figure out how to play the UI, which that shouldn't be the case, obviously. You go back to the Lurkout games, it's so much simpler. You know everything's on the screen at once because you can fit it there if you actually try. It's easy. So there's the turbo UI, and they kept it for Modern Warfare 3 as well, because Modern Warfare 3 is basically a patch for Modern Warfare 2. They're probably keeping it for Black Ops 6 as well. Campaigns suck. Especially Modern Warfare 3 1. Oh my god. I thought the open world idea was kind of cool, where they kind of just take like ground war maps and put them in there. They did that to save time, but I think the idea is it's not a bad idea, but man, just the execution's so bad. And I think what really is, it is the AI. The enemies that you fight, I call them 2007 enemies, because the enemy design has not changed since 2007, I think. since the Modern Warfare 4, or sorry, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare campaign. The enemies have stayed the same. Call of Duty feels like the campaigns for like you go to arcade and there's like the shooter game where you have the gun and you just like, it's kind of like point and click, whatever. You don't control your own movement. You just shoot the people when they pop out around the corners and stuff like that, right? That's what it feels like. They pop out behind walls and they don't really move other than that. They don't really flank or change cover or anything much like that at all. They pop up from like literally behind you, which is also happens in zombies, which one of the reasons I don't like zombies. They're always on top of you, but like it's hard. You can't like keep track of where enemies are. With something like Doom Eternal, where if you're good, you have good game sense, or whatever, you know where all the enemies are at a time. You can't do that because it feels like they kind of teleport behind your back when you're not looking. They just pop up from nowhere, just like right behind you. You can't hear them or anything. It makes it not fun. And on normal difficulty, it is too easy, but you turn up the difficulty, and they don't increase like how smart the enemy is or anything like that. The only way they make it harder is they just give them like better aim. So they'll just like absolutely beam you. Sometimes like through walls and stuff like that. They have the best angles ever. If you peek your head out for 1 second, like you're dead. It's just not fun. That's the only way they know how to increase the difficulty. The AI doesn't get any better or anything like that. They need to increase enemies. I think that's the key thing holding back the campaigns. I really got to keep it short here because the video is super long, and I might not be able to talk for much longer. So campaigns suck. Start time is too fast in between matches. Modern Warfare 3 there used to be like a minute in between matches at the menu where you can like change your classes and stuff like that. Try out, do a different attachments and stuff like that. And if you did get bored, if you didn't need that extra loading time, you could go to the bathroom, whatever. You could. You used to have like the shooting range, the firing range, whatever. Where in Modern Warfare 2016, I know it's fantastic. And then they didn't have it for a while. And then newer games, can you still do it while you're waiting for the match to start? I don't think so. But it doesn't matter because the match just starts like instantly anyways. It's another thing that contributes to the game, just for like non-stop repetitive matches, because it doesn't give you any time to like breathe after you just played the sweatiest match of your life. No, it puts you right back into the next sweatiest match of your life. Can you tell my voice is going out? Start time, super fast speed matches. There you go. Bad challenges. The challenges for like weapon camos, I think started like Modern Warfare 2019, is just stupid. Where how's he like doing long shots, doing crouch shots? I think there's a pro and a thing, whatever. Stuff mounted shots. That's a whole thing. The challenges are not fun. To get the mastery camo, it's not a test of skill. It's a test of patience. Do you have the patience to just play Call of Duty in the least fun way possible and just sit there at the back of the map, prone, mounted, and maybe getting a kill every once in a while that way? Do you have the patience to do that? No? Then I guess you're not getting mastery camo. They made it much better in Modern Warfare 3, where there's like hardly any of that. It's like actual just like skill-based stuff. So it is still kind of patient stuff, like how much time you want to put in it, but that makes sense. It just should be. It should require a lot of time. It's not so much just like boring stuff. You can still play the game and have fun now. Much better in Modern Warfare 3. And I think I'll say this later, but Modern Warfare 3, I think it is much better. Modern Warfare 2, it's what Modern Warfare 2 should have been if Infinity Ward wanted to listen to the community. But it is a good game, but held back by the rigged matchmaking. No matter how hard Sledgehammer Games tries to make it good, they can't do anything about their matchmaking. That's Activision's control. So yeah, I'm like losing energy. My voice, it's insane. Too many attachments. In Modern Warfare 3, there's so many attachments. Half of them, like most of them, do the same thing. There's just like an infinite scroll list from left to right of attachments to do. And they all kind of do the same thing. You don't need that many attachments, right? I think Modern Warfare 2019 had a good amount of attachments. Secret buffs and nerfs. They'll have like secret buffs and nerfs. They have patch notes, so they tell you some things they changed, and then sometimes they'll just change things and not tell you. Especially a game that supposedly is supposed to be a competitive multiplayer game, even though they're like destroying the esports scene. But besides that, it's still kind of marketed as like a competitive multiplayer game. But for that to have like secret buffs and nerfs, I feel like is and changing the meta and stuff like that behind your back. That's really unacceptable. And then you have to have YouTubers like Exclusive Ace come out and do all the testing for the players, because there's no way for like the players to know really. So you have to watch like YouTube vids about the latest stuff or whatever, instead of the game just like telling them or whatever. So it changes stuff behind your back without telling you about how good a gun might be. So like you might play a match one time and the gun is good, play a match the next day and the gun's not so good anymore. And you're like, what changed? You look through the patch notes, you don't see any change to it. So you're like, is it just me? What's going on here? And you have to go watch like an Exclusive Ace video where he says like, here's what they actually changed that they didn't tell you. So false bans. I did kind of talk about the voice chat, but they also do false bans for just the entire game as well. They'll ban people for no reason. Did I just hit this? I think we're good. They'll ban people for like no reason, no explanation, whatever. They ban a lot of people falsely. They say they're cheating, but they're not cheating. There's a lot of false bans. I feel like I don't think that. Okay, I'm not gonna be too extreme and say they ban more false people than they do for like actual cheaters, but it's still not a good ratio of like deserved bans to undeserved bans. People who didn't do anything. They do a lot of false bans. Activision supports no help. Infinity Ward. Infinity Ward is not what they used to be. They're not the same people who brought you Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 2, or Modern Warfare 2, 2009. Those great games that you loved, that you liked a lot, and made Call of Duty, what is that you put on the map. They're not the same people. Most of the people there have left. Like Mark Rubens, he's doing XDefiant now. Most people at Infinity Ward made those games are gone. Infinity Ward now, they're Infinity Turd. They're extremely bad. It comes with like the gameplay designs. They make the worst gameplay decisions, and they don't listen to community at all. All the things that are in Modern Warfare 3 are only there because they weren't in Modern Warfare 2 because Infinity Ward didn't listen to community. And they have the open betas, and the idea of typically of a beta in a video game, like beta early access or whatever, beta period or whatever, is to give feedback on the game so that they can make those changes. But with Call of Duty, they do the beta like 1 month before the game comes out, so there's not really much time to like make any big changes, even if they want to. But I don't think they want to anyways. And because Modern Warfare 2, there's a lot of feedback in the beta, like, hey guys, this game kind of sucks. It's not fun. Here's a whole list of things you can do to fix it, and they'll make it much better. And Infinity Ward did like none of those. So, like ever throughout the game's entire life cycle. So catering, they cater to noobs. So like Modern Warfare 2019, they had all the doors everywhere. I'm not a huge, I'm not totally against the doors, but I do understand why they're there. They're there for noobs. And there's so many more like shot points where you can get shot from, behind your back and stuff like that. Caters to noobs. Bad maps. The maps are designed to have more doors and just more angles, places where you can get shot from, and like bigger maps, more places to hide in safe spots and stuff like that. The maps design, yeah, it's not the same way it used to be. Bad gameplay. Like taking out dead silence, making the minimap not as useful, loud ass footsteps, everyone can hear where you are, so if you can't be aggressive and push because people are going to hear you coming. They're done. Infinity Ward, you don't buy any of the games ever again. Even if you even if you still something like Sledgehammer or like Treyarch, Infinity Ward, they're just in a league of their own of just terrible development and not listening to their fans. They think they're so entitled. And they think they know best, but then they don't. It's just, and then they'll straight up lie. Like I remember when they said we're gonna fix the disbanding lobbies for Modern Warfare 2022. Like in September, I think they said that, or maybe it was like November. I think it might have been after a few months after Modern Warfare 2 launched. But they said we'll do something to address the disbanding lobbies. They never did. That was just a lie. But it works because the community is so stupid. Like I feel like everyone kind of forgot they said that, and no one really pushed them on it after that much, so they got away with it there. They were supposed to do another talk, just Activision in general, about matchmaking. They said it would come out last month. It hasn't come out. So the intel drop, the first intel drop they did, I mentioned at the video where they did talk about the rigged matchmaking, admitted it did exist finally, but they also spread a lot of lies about it and tried to rewrite history. That was also came out late too. They don't like to put this stuff out on time when they say they're going to. So yeah, Infinity Ward, probably one of the worst dev teams out there. Worst gameplay decisions, and they don't listen to the community. Could not care less. Another thing, that's another reason why the game doesn't feel like it respects you as a player. When Infinity Ward hates you, it feels like they hate you. They want to cater to noobs. Repeating series. How long are they going to have Modern Warfare, a Black Ops, just rebooting infinitely? They already rebooted the Modern Warfare series. They already rebooted the Black Ops series. How long are they going to keep the series going? Can we have some new ideas, please? Or at least call it something else, right? Because it's getting annoying when they have to do like Modern Warfare in 2007, and then they have to do Modern Warfare in 2019 after doing Modern Warfare Remastered in 2016. It gets confusing, right? Like, how long are we going to have this series going? Like, please make something new. It just feels like they're going to do Black Ops and Modern Warfare until the end of time. So, another thing about like no innovation. Keeping maps in forever, not replacing them with new ones eventually. How long are we going to play Shipment and Rust? They're fine maps, but when they're in every single game and they're just that game's like small map, whatever, and that's what you're playing to get your camos done, because that's where you get camos done the fastest, and like Nuketown and stuff. How long are we going to be playing that for the rest of our lives? Right? How long are you going to keep them in there? Please make some new small maps where you can bring in Shipment and Rust every once in a while, but when you put them in every game and you don't give like other small maps, it's people getting tired of playing on them. But they're still going to do it anyways because they want the gun camos. I liked Shoot House in Modern Warfare 2019. I think that's a good map. It's kind of a bit of a balance between like Shipment and something a little bit bigger like Rust. Shoot House. That's what it's called. Shoot House. It's a little confusing because they have Kill House, but Shoot House, it's a great map. And please do more things like that. More small maps. Bad music. The music in COD, it's not like super. It's a little bit catchy. I don't know. It used to be like good, like it fit the atmosphere, or whatever, right? And then started Modern Warfare 2019. They kind of just ripped off, like I think it was Hans Zimmer who did the Dark Knight stuff. They kind of ripped off that, especially in the newer games like Modern Warfare 2. I think the person who made the music like resigned before the game came out and said like I don't want my name attached to this music because it sucks. And she said it's not what she wanted to do. It's what they forced her to make. It's just like starts terrible when he's like wah 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 wah. That's what you're listening to. Like oh my god, it's just terrible. So they don't try out the music anymore. And then in the shop, I remember Modern Warfare 2, they sold you like the Modern Warfare 2 2009 nostalgia pack, whatever. They sold you like the background music, the main menu music, whatever, lobby music, whatever, from Modern Warfare 2009, and they sold that for like $10. When like you can just go to YouTube and just search up Modern Warfare 2 main menu music and just hit play and save yourself $10. They're literally selling you an MP3 file for $10. Insane. Goofy skins. Here, God, this is more about the skin stuff. There's no identity or atmosphere in the COD games anymore. They just want to be like Fortnite. Fortnite, they kind of started with like crossovers and everything. Crossovers, different franchises. There's a crossover in Fortnite going right now. I think they're doing like Metallica right now. So like yeah, Nicki Minaj, 21 Savage, Teletubbies, Titans, Warhammer, Skeletor, Groot, Monkeys. All of that is in Call of Duty. You should just play as a military guy. But nope. And then they have like the same like countries that were in the campaign. So like when Modern Warfare 4 was focusing on like Russia and like the Middle East, they have like Middle East people, and then they have like Russia, whatever, and different factions and stuff like that. And then you have like Americans and stuff like that. And that was cool stuff. Now it's just it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just pick a random skin. You know, be Nicki Minaj, whatever. Be a Teletubby, whatever. Doesn't matter. There's no identity atmosphere. This is a problem with a lot of games, where every game wants to do crossovers now, thanks to Fortnite. Every single game has to do crossovers with every other game, every single other movie, every single book, every other franchise, whatever, every other music artist, Travis Scott and Fortnite, whatever, right? Ariana Grande, whatever. And Call of Duty is doing that too. When I had like 21 Savage. Snoop Dogg's kind of cool, but because that was from there like 2013, whatever. He's been there forever. But all these music artists that you don't need in the game, there's no identity atmosphere, right? There's no vibe anymore. You're shooting like rainbow looking people. And I mean like everyone just has like the rainbow brightest skins, whatever. Everyone sticks out like a sore thumb. Stupid ass skins and Skeletor. There's no vibe anymore. It's not Call of Duty anymore. It's just a shooter game where people will just buy skins and do whatever. It's a little bit hard to explain. I feel like I'm not explaining it that well right here, but you know what I mean? Like no identity, no atmosphere, no personality of the game. The game is not unique. It's just like every other game now. Every other game now has all the skins and stuff, all the crossovers. It's just stupid. Mounting and tac sprint can go. I think those are gimmicks. They started with Modern Warfare 2019 to put those in. Mounting and tac sprint, I think both of them can leave the game. I think they're just annoying to play. They slow the game down, especially with the mounting. Tac sprint's just kind of like an annoying thing. It makes the movement just like really cheesy and stuff like that. It's not good. I feel like I'm losing oxygen. I swear to God, just from talking so much. Those are just movement gimmicks that can go. And they're doing some new like omnidirectional movement gimmick in Black Ops 6. I don't know if it'll be actually interesting or not. Doesn't matter though, because the rig matchmaking is going to make it unplayable. And this is the last minor detail I have here. We're just about done, okay? Worst graphics, worst performance. Modern Warfare 2019 is the best Call of Duty's ever looked. It peaked in 2019. That game looks phenomenal, especially on PS4 and Xbox One. It is a technical miracle how they got the game to look so good on those dated consoles. They were dated even at that time, and they're still dated even more now, but they're still going to make it for that game apparently. So, but those games looked great, and now COD games look worse. The graphics, like Modern Warfare 3 compared to Modern Warfare 2019, it looks so much worse. And on PC, Modern Warfare 2019, I could get 90 frames on it, no problem. I didn't need DLSS. Modern Warfare 3 on PC looks worse than Modern Warfare 2019 and runs worse. I need to turn on DLSS to get 90 frames, and it still kind of wavers. It still drops into the 80s and 70s and stuff. So Modern Warfare 2019, I can get more performance, and the game just looks better. But Modern Warfare 3, the game runs worse, and it looks worse too. So you should either have the game looks better and runs worse, or the game looks worse and runs better. It shouldn't be looks worse and runs worse. It doesn't make sense. The new engine, I think Modern Warfare 2019 is Infinity Ward 8, whatever, and they switch like Infinity Ward 9, whatever, IW9, whatever, for the newer COD games. Get rid of 9, go back to 8, and just kind of restart rebuilding from there to something better, because the new engine sucks. It's not working. That is all I have for the more minor details. So that's the major stuff gone, the minor stuff done. And I have one last point here I want to make. Ultimately, Activision is not changing. Game will suck forever. The game will suck forever. It's not getting better. And it doesn't matter how good the game is. Like Modern Warfare 3, I think would be a good game if it didn't have the rigged matchmaking. But as long as they have the rigged matchmaking, it's going to suck. And they're not really going to try to make the games better. They're not trying to, because what are they going to start next year, right? If they really wanted to, they could have made the best Call of Duty game ever by now. They don't want to. They got to start something every year. And they don't care about the game anymore anyways. They care about the skins, the shops, the bundles, the battle passes, everything. So, game will suck forever. Some alternatives, just off the dumb. XDefiant, I've been playing out a lot. The new update for today. It has been a bit broken for the past week. I haven't played it, but when it's not broken, when it does work, it's awesome. And I think the new update today will fix a lot of things. So that's great. My next video, or some video eventually, some video soon will be, maybe not the next one, but it will be about XDefiant. Why XDefiant's my go-to shooter right now. Filling the Call of Duty shaped hole in my heart. Call of Duty Mobile is kind of fun on mobile. It doesn't really have rigged matchmaking. It puts you against bots, but if you're half the time, but if you're finding that's fine. You can also play ranked. I think you'll get less bots. But they're bringing that to PC. It had been on PC if emulated, but it's not really the same when you're playing mobile version. But they're making a native PC version with keyboard, mouse controls, and everything. So I mean, I would use a controller anyways, but still, native PC. It's only in Chinese right now. You have to it's only in China right now. They hopefully they're gonna bring it to USA and English eventually. But it's been 5 months. I feel like they've gone kind of slow about it. I want them to hurry up. But if that does come to English on PC, I think that would be really fun. I think I could have a lot of fun with that, because it is a good game. It's just I don't really want to play on mobile anymore. And then you can connect the controller to mobile, but it's so weird wonky. But so yes, overall, don't buy new COD games because they're rigged matchmaking. Even if you're fine with just getting super tough games every single time and getting a stupid KD, where KD doesn't even matter anymore because everyone's KD is around 1 or whatever, right? Out of principle, I feel like you shouldn't allow a company to manipulate all this stuff and lie to you about what they're doing behind the scenes with the game and manipulating your experience and stuff like that and disrespecting you as a player who purchased their product. You shouldn't stand for that, I think. There's plenty of other games out there. So, you don't have to be stuck to Call of Duty. There's other games you can play out there. You can get so many great games for $10, $20, even $5, whatever. They're going to give you so much more quality gaming time than Call of Duty. Call of Duty, it'll give you brain rot. I can't do anymore. If you feel like me, that's probably why you've watched this video so far. If you haven't, if you kind of like Call of Duty, you're so happy with the games. Maybe this video has opened some things up to you. Maybe you've learned some things. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. I think this video is going to be over an hour long. So my voice is shot. We'll see if I have it for the next video. I might still be suffering then. But until then, have a great rest of your day. See ya.